from Cleveland's most accurate weather team. This is 19 First Alert Plus, sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
And good afternoon. I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We like to take a look at our weather picture at about this time every day. We're going to welcome in 19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page. Erica, yet another beautiful day, but as we know, things change.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Northeast Ohio if we didn't have some changes in the works from a nice, quiet weather pattern for once. So, yeah, I mean, today has been gorgeous. I mean, we've really seen a lot of sunshine across the area. If you've been out and about throughout the afternoon, maybe you took lunch outside, you were greeted to some pretty pleasant temperatures as well. And so, really, as we kind of transition into what I would say the second half of today, especially into this evening, this is when you're going to start noticing some of the subtle changes that kind of lead us into this bigger pattern change as we wait for this cold front to roll through. Clearly, the cold front has not arrived just yet. We're sitting about upper 70s to lower 80s across our region. Next couple of hours, I really don't anticipate a huge change to what we're seeing right now, at least prior to, I would say, sunset. Once we get past that point, we will start to see more clouds starting to drift back in, and that's the signal, at least initially, that you're starting to work in this next big weather system. So in terms of bigger changes to our weather pattern, at least in the short term. Rain will arrive later tonight, but I don't anticipate a huge issue with the rain, especially if you do have any evening plans. That's the good news for us. It should stay relatively quiet, I would say, until about 4 or 5 a.m. Then our western counties will start to wake up with a little bit more of that rain around the area. Could hear a couple rumbles of thunder. Good news is the timing of this front is key. Because it's coming in the morning, you don't have as much daytime heating to work with versus, say, if the cold front was coming through right now, then you may be talking about a better setup for strong to severe storms. But the timing is key in this one. The fact that it's coming through tomorrow morning should limit us just to some rumbles of thunder, some gustier winds as those showers move on through, and then likely a pretty soggy start to the morning. But as we gradually progress through the day tomorrow, we're going to start seeing that rain clear out of here very quickly in the afternoon hours, maybe even get a little bit of sunshine in here before the day is done. And so that's kind of the first of two cold fronts that's going to settle into the region as we look to close out the work week.
And you're going to want to get that pumpkin spice latte ready because the temperatures are not going to cooperate. We're going to take a 15-second break and show you those changes coming.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
And here we go. Erica, walk us through the 7-day.
Yeah, so a little bit of ups and downs as we look to close out the work week. So like I mentioned, cold front comes through early tomorrow morning, basically secures temperatures mid-60s for your daytime highs through the afternoon. It's going to be windier. We're going to have a stronger northwest wind in place, but that northwest wind doesn't last long because we quickly see it turn back out of the southwest on Friday, increasing. So it is going to be a windier day to close out the work week, but we may gain a couple extra degrees out of it, especially as we transition into the afternoon. So we'll call it mid-70s. We'll see how the newer data continues to shake out with that. That said, there is some indication that late Friday night into early Saturday, as this next cold front comes in, it may spark some late evening to early overnight showers. We'll watch that with some of the newer data that's rolling through. Sam and Jason will have a lot more on that coming up in our later newscasts tonight. But yeah, it's going to be cold, especially as we look to head into the weekend. Temperatures at best mid-60s, very much football weather. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I would say it's probably a better thing overall, especially if the forecast is going to stay dry for Sunday as we welcome the Browns for their season opener against the Bengals at 1 o'clock.
A little bit of a huge game on Sunday, so nice to see that the weather is going to cooperate. 19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.
Sounds good. See ya.
All right, take care. That's going to do it for our afternoon weather recap for First Alert Weather. Make sure you tune in to Channel 19 for 3.5 hours of news and First Alert weather at 3 o'clock. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a great afternoon.